What's going on, guys, girls? Rob here, and we have a lot of news. A lot of news. Uh, let's see. A lot of news out of Eagles camp. Eagles offensive line coach Jeff Stoutland looks like he's heading to Bama. We don't know if he's going to be offensive coordinator there or if he's just going to be offensive line coach. It looks like possibly offensive coordinator, which would be a big jump from Eagles offensive line coach to Alabama's offensive coordinator. He probably won't be there over a year or two before he is recognized as a serious contender for a head coaching job. Let's see. Oh yeah, an Eagles offensive lineman went to, not Coach Doug Peterson, went to management and said, we need to bench Wentz. And I understand now that it came from the top down to bench Wentz. This was not a coaching decision. This was not a Coach Doug Peterson decision. He benched Wentz because above General Manager Howie Roseman and the president of the club told him to bench Wentz. That's the understanding I'm getting. But not before a lineman, an offensive lineman, at the time was undisclosed offensive lineman, went to upper management and said, we got to bench him. We've got to bench Wentz. The whole line does not like the way he's playing. We can't do any worse. So an offensive lineman went to the president and the GM. What's up, Ole? Offensive lineman from the Eagles went to the upper management, the GM and the president, and said, we got to bench Wentz. Within 2 weeks, Wentz was benched. Now, to find out who this offensive lineman was, I dug a little deeper, and I found an interview with Jason Kelce over the last week. Jason Kelce said, and he had two other linemen right there kind of in the locker room with him at the moment, and said, me and none of these guys mentioned it. Okay. That narrowed it down significantly. Then we also find out it was not one that was injured at the time, and it slimmed it down to Brandon Brooks. Brandon Brooks went to management and told upper management that he thought, along with his teammates in his offensive line, thought that they had no chance of winning with Carson Wentz. And then it went down that loop all the way down to the coach, and they said, look, we want you to bench Wentz. He didn't want to originally, and bumped back, and now he's looking for a job, right? So Brandon Brooks played a big part in maybe Doug Peterson getting fired. Yeah, but Hurts is not an NFL quarterback. Hurts is not. I mean, they won't start the season with Hurts next year. No way. He's not a guy that he is not capable of winning that. Look at Lamar Jackson. This guy's not even Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson, he's done as much as he can for Baltimore. He's won he won one playoff game. Do I think Watson to the Eagles? Boy, oh boy. They would love, they would love to unload Carson Wentz. It would probably have to be Watson to the Eagles, Carson Wentz, and maybe 2 number ones to Houston. I think Houston would do that. I think the Eagles would do it. But the Eagles would be in such a financial bind. Watson makes more money than even Carson Wentz. He makes right at $40 million, where Wentz makes right at 33. So they're in a bind already. They would really be in a bind then. Browns or Chiefs, I want the Browns to win. I don't see it happening. They got to play the perfect defensive game against the Chiefs. They got to play 5 defensive backs the whole game and stop the run. That's a hard thing to ask. And then, on top of that, Mahomes is capable of running. If they keep it within 10 points, it's probably going to be good. But nobody I know much thinks the Chiefs have a chance. That night game, I like the Buccaneers. I really do. I like the Bucks tonight. Tom Brady has never lost 3 times to the same quarterback in a season. It could happen. I don't think it does.
It really does need to get involved in stuff like that. Because you got to get over it. I mean, it's your first real relationship. Get over it.
You're 12-0 Chiefs beat the 86 Browns from here. Just fourth quarter. Oh, you just played 1 quarter? You just played 1 quarter of the game? Just a fourth quarter?
Yeah, okay. I was wondering if you were still working there.
But you know what? I'm going to be for real about it. I think this team's better than 86 Browns. They don't have a running attack, but boy, oh boy, do they have a good offensive line. They got one of the best, I think maybe the best offensive lines in football. Yeah, I think the Browns' defense now is better than it was in 86. And they got a better offensive line. They may not be able to run the football as good, but they got, quarterback that can really move around. This is going to be a high-scoring game today. I think both teams score at least 25 points and probably 30. I think so. I think it's going to be a very high-scoring game. I think both teams are going to run it. But it's all a matter of how many times they can make Mahomes make mistakes. If he can throw 2 or 3 picks, no. I don't think neither one of those teams goes. I like the Bucks and the Bills. Buccaneers and the Bills. We'll see about the Chiefs if they even win today, but the Packers, I think the Buccaneers can beat. I know the Saints can beat them. Packers, they won't even. I mean, they didn't even play a great game yesterday. They couldn't separate themselves. And the thing is, turnovers will eventually hurt you. They haven't made that many this year. They fumbled the ball a time or 2 yesterday. I'm going to tell you, they're going to meet up against one of these teams that's really going to hit them. I think right now, I like the Bills to win it all. I really do. But if they play the Bucks, I give the Buccaneers a good chance because the Buccaneers have a really good running back tandem, wide receivers, offensive line, and their quarterback. Saints could do it too. Yeah, any team out there right now. I just don't like the Browns. I'd love to see the Browns win today and them travel to Buffalo, but that would be good because the AFC, neither one of those 2 teams have ever won a Super Bowl, Browns or the Bills. So one of those 2 teams will be going to the Super Bowl. I would not root for the Browns. I don't like Baker Mayfield, but I will root for him today. But it's not going to happen. It's going to be Chiefs win today. But I definitely want the Buccaneers to win tonight. I think they can. I think they can do it. I think they can pull that one off. we'll see. But I think they've got enough magic in the tank that they can do that. Um, the main thing is they've got to match scores with Tampa. I mean, with New Orleans, and Tampa's going to have to take some chances on Breeze. Uh, Breeze likes throwing the ball down the middle of the field. You got to be ready for that. You need some guy. I would play zone against him. I really would. I would make him throw because he's not been the same being Breeze. He's not been the same as he was before his surgeries. I would play zone and be like, okay, if he's gonna beat us deep, beat us deep. But I would play zone against him and be like, okay, you know, I personally think Tampa Bay will get pressure on him. And, look at Lamar Jackson last night. He got knocked out of the game. He didn't last very long. The second half, he was not, what did he play? 2 plays, 3 plays? That was it. And that's the thing. If you pressure a quarterback enough, that's the one thing that really, really balls me about the Bills. Josh Allen takes too many hits. He cannot afford to keep taking hits, so he's going to end up in the same damn way. But Lamar Jackson, I've stated it all year long. He was going to get popped, and he got popped. And you can't afford to do it if you're the quarterback. This time of year especially, you don't have enough time to recover. Big game after big game after big game, you got to be at your best. You cannot take off and run. If you have to take a sack, you just have to take a sack. Punt the ball, live to see another 3 downs. But you can't afford to be be laid up hurt this time of year because it's only a couple games to go after today. And if you win next week, you get 2 weeks off. I mean, you get a week off, not 2 weeks. Then 2 weeks till the Super Bowl. So it should be really, really interesting how they're going to play. But I'll definitely like the Chiefs early, and I like the Buccaneers late. I really thought the Rams would play better yesterday, but they did not. I didn't realize Aaron Donald was hurt so bad. He didn't hardly play. I mean, he played 30% of the defensive snaps. That wasn't going to do it. I thought he would play 80%, and they would, and then let him rest between times he sacked somebody. No, he was a non-factor. He was hurt. They played terrible. The Rams played bad. Golf kept them in it, not the defense. Golf kept them in it. And then hell, the Bills and the Ravens. Bills just smacked Lamar Jackson around. They hit him and hit him and hit him, and then finally it took its toll. They even said if they won last night, they probably couldn't play next week. So, they would have been up a big river, having to go to Kansas City or either have Cleveland come visit them. Next week. Obviously the Bills want to see the Browns win because they'll be at home then. But we'll see. I have not heard on Lamar Jackson's condition. I know they took him to the hospital, and he had a concussion. And they didn't say severe or whatever. They said he was going to be overnight in minimum with a concussion. So they immediately ruled him out coming back. So that told me he was hurt. It was not none of this, stinger shit. He got wiped out when he got hit. He got wiped out. So, no, I don't think I'm sure. A lot of folks have been 60 and older would love to see a Chiefs Packers Super Bowl, like Super Bowl I. Was it Super Bowl I? I believe it was Chiefs and Packers. And I think they'd like to see that, but I don't know if it'll happen or not. Um, to me, that's just all stacked with offense. I don't even know if I'd watch it or not. I'm not a big Packers fan. I'm not a big Chiefs fan either. So I don't know. I don't know if I'd even watch that game. I don't care anything about watching a 35-33 game too much. I'd rather watch some teams got some defense. I liked watching the Baltimore game yesterday, last night. That was interesting because Buffalo tried all they could do early and they could not solve them. Then they finally started throwing the ball around the lot a little bit and had a chance, but they started running football too. So it looks like a lot of folks are getting ready to watch football games today. So I'm going to let you go. You all have a great day. I'm taking Chiefs, and I'm taking the Bucks. Bucks will be going to Green Bay, and Buffalo will be. And then Buffalo Bills will be coming down to play the Chiefs next week. Y'all have a good one. God bless. Bye-bye.